hopefully it's all working. I'm just gonna go for it. How about that?
Go.
Just do it, guys. Welcome back to another episode of We Got Your Mail. I'm Chris Fagan. I am joined with the one and the only, you know her, you love her, Emma Potts. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
So far, so good. I'm hoping that like the sound quality and everything isn't gonna be like a total. I'm gonna just try to get through this without messing anything up. So guys, if anybody's watching live, and I'm gonna try to confirm it myself, if you hear like an echo or if there's like repetitiveness in our sound or anything like that, anything that sounds weird, let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna try to monitor it as best as I can. But other than that, we're just gonna power through. Guys, this episode, it's a special We Got Your Mail. And what happened was a couple of weeks ago, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you did a Bill Burr, right? For a reaction, and one of the questions that you asked during your reaction was, is it really that hard for guys to keep it in their pants? Something like that, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, were you specifically talking about just in general, or were you talking about like, is it hard for a guy to keep it in their pants if they're tempted by a gold digger or somebody that's just like targeting them and just all? What do you think your question was really gearing towards?
I think more so like just in general. Like, is it really that hard for men?
Yes, it's hard for men. No.
Like, I just don't get it. Like, I mean, no, let me take it back. I understand there are cravings and needs and all that stuff. Like,
Right.
women have it. We probably think about it as much as you guys do. But it's like, for me, it's like if you're in a relationship and it's happy, it's healthy, all is good. Even if it's not, if you're in a relationship, you've chosen to be in one.
Right.
Is it really that hard to stick with it and be committed and not stray? That's more of the question, I think.
I mean, well, I'll give my opinion on it. Well, okay. So not you. So your question wasn't. So your question was just in general, like
Yeah.
just is it hard for? I mean, well, what about women? What about the women who cheat? Oh, but you just
Well,
confirmed that women think about it all the time too.
yeah, sure there are, but I don't know if we just hear about it more because I don't know, but like I feel like it's more so men that we do hear that are the cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my personal life in particular, people that I know that are in relationships, it's been because the man has strayed. But
Did you like the way I deflected? Like, wait. What about you? What about lady? You saw how defensive
yeah.
I got real quick.
But I had to see both sides of it. It's not always just men, but I am just asking men in general in this situation.
Right. I mean, for the most part, I think you're right. You do hear about it more with guys, guys who get caught or step out or things like that. We want to always keep it on the low. We always want to keep like do as much damage control as possible. We get caught, we're busted. Even like hell, even when we're the ones cheated on, we don't want the whole world find it's a weakness thing. I wouldn't. Guys sometimes don't want to spread the news that they got cheated on or that they got caught being cheated. They want to keep the spread of the gossip all as to a minimum as possible. And
Yeah.
I guess we're more sensitive maybe to the heat being put on us. That's just my assumption, I guess, from my point of view, from how I see it. And I'm sure women are the same way, but when it's the other way around, though, when a woman is cheated on, it's like the clothes throw. The stereotypical like the movie, the clothes being thrown out the window. He's like,
Oh,
yeah,
I've been cheated on. I trust me, there was no like, oh, I'm gonna keep this on the down low. Like, hell no. Like, people are gonna know you did this.
So there's no subtle, let's just talk about this alone kind of. No. It was like you go tip over the table, like scratched up like what's the word, like, okay, what do you think? And if you don't want to share the story, I understand. But what if it's okay to share it? What do you think the worst thing that you reacted? I mean, like, was there like a car scratched or a keyed up car or anything like that?
No, I mean, I want to say I was pretty good about it, because when I found out that he had done that, he was asleep in bed next to me.
Oh
And
shit.
I quietly got out of bed, thought about it. You know, I thought about, should I wake him up, disturb him? What should I do?
Hold on one moment. I messed something up real quick with the audio. There you go. Okay, go again. Continue. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, do I wake him up and basically just like destroy him in a way? Or what do I do? So I waited for him to wake up because I knew he had to go to work. And then I just acted like I was having a bad day, whatever it was. He left to go to work, and I actually just packed my shit up and I left.
Right.
Without telling. But I did like tell my friends. Obviously, my girlfriends came over and helped me.
Yeah, the support group. You had to round up the posse, right?
Everyone had to be on my team in a way. Like our neighbors, like that we were friends with, they knew about it, because I was like, well, this is why I'm leaving, because of him. He did this. And yeah, so I guess I wasn't really actually too bad now I say it. I packed up my things quietly and I left, but I did vocalize it to a lot of people that we knew.
Right. So you got the support group. I guess a guy in a similar situation, we'll tell our friends and whatnot, but that's usually like after it's all after it's all been like done. Like guys, I don't think we're gonna in the middle of it. Like you're standing in the room with me. I'm calling my best friend, dude. I just caught this girl. Like I just don't know too many guys that'll do that. But at the same time, nowadays, both men and women will like do something like live stream. There'll be a few people who will live stream the actual argument or the actual "I just caught you, you're busted," and put that out on like Twitter or TikTok or whatever, and do it live.
Totally.
Like that to me is weird, because that can go in so many directions.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, I thought about, because one of my friends, she was like, you need to post this on Instagram. Everyone who knows that, needs to know that he's done this. And I was like, yeah, like I am for sure going to shame him. And then as like the day went on and time passed a little bit, I was like, no, I'm not going to be that person. That's when I still could, like, I took a step back and I was like, he's made a mistake. When I sat down and spoke to him about why it happened and how it happened, I did have an understanding about it. Obviously still very hurt and devastated by it. But I was like, I'm not going to publicly do that to him. Like, he doesn't deserve that. Just like I feel like celebrities, when they are publicly shamed for their mistake, I feel like that's not really that fair.
Right. And Adam Hellman says that when we're talking about these guys, make sure we specify the difference between men and the boys and whatnot. I mean, that's true. I mean, you can be in your 50s or 60s and still be acting like an immature, dude. You can be in your 20s or be a teen and have more maturity than your own father or grandfather. But it's you. I mean, everybody's different. I've been on both sides of it. And one thing that my ex had a problem with, because I didn't do the walk of shame kind of a thing, the stereotypical walk of shame. Because what I told her was, it's just like, I guess how when you ever see those TV shows or those scenarios with when a woman has an affair and then she'll explain the reasons why, you maybe whatever the reason is, like you were spending too much time at work, or giving all these other women your attention and this and that and the other. And then, I don't know, the pool boy or whoever was looking good that day, and I did what I did. And I did the same thing. I never gave an excuse. What kind of drove my ex crazy was, I think this was one of the reasons why it really didn't work out, because we were going through the whole let's work it out kind of a thing. And what she wanted me to do was, just, you did something bad, so here's your punishment, and no matter what the punishment is, you're going to do it, or, and that's what it's going to take. I never agreed to that, and I never allowed it. I never excused myself. I never made up any excuses.
You cheated.
But you said what?
You cheat.
I'm talking about. I said I've been on both sides of this.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So I said. So I'm talking about the time when I did it. I never gave excuses for myself. I said but I did give. There was a reason. I had my reasons. So every time I explained it, or even when our friends or when people would ask for advice, I would use my personal situation as a way to give advice on. I would say, and I think this drove her crazy. Like other men would be in the same situation. I'd be like, dog, don't do this to your relationship. And this is why. Let me tell you what I did wrong. And let me tell you, and I would use it as a teaching moment. But she wanted me to be you're in the doghouse. If I feel like going to a fancy restaurant or whatever tonight, you're going to do it. And like, you can't say no to any, and I just wasn't going to do that. I'm like, that's not what's going to fix our relationship. You getting this, your way or all the time, even if it's something ridiculous. I'm not going to play if you cheated on me and I was hurt about it and upset, I'm not going to try to find ways to punish you every day. Either I want to work it out or I don't. If I do want to work it out, this is not my opportunity to, and I'm talking about men and women. This is what I just believe on both sides. If she cheated if she cheats on a man and he wants to work it out, if you really want to work it out, then I guess that's on you. Be serious about it. If that's what you really want. If that's not what you really want, break it up. And on the other side, man, if you've cheated and she says she wants to work, women, if you really want to work that out, I mean, do your soul searching, make sure that's what's best. But know I told my ex, know the difference between really wanting to work it out or just wanting to punish me. She couldn't admit it at the time. She just wanted me to feel bad and be punished. She didn't really want to work it out. And by the time I figured that out for her, I had to break up with her. I said, I said, I'm really taking steps forward to try to work it out. There was even a counselor involved, and I guess she assumed that I was going to sit there and be like, yes, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. But no, I did. I was engaging in the conversation. I did the work, everything he suggested. I'm like, you're right. Let me take these steps. And then one day it was just evident that that's not what she wanted. So I had to be the one to say, you know what, I'm gonna have to break up with me for you or something. Like, it was weird. I had to do it for her because she just would not admit to herself that she wanted to work it out. She just wanted to punish. But it's a whole long story I can go into. And then on the other side, when I was cheated on, I always just broke up. I never did the whole, let's try to work it out thing. I knew I wasn't gonna handle it well, so
right, yeah.
Because I might key a car. No, I wouldn't do that. You don't key car. Don't damage property. I'm sorry. You don't do that. I'm against damaging property.
I agree. I agree.
That's just me. But guys, we got a couple of your responses in that video where you answered the call. Emma gave a straight up question. Guys, is it hard to keep it in your pants in general? She says it was in general. I thought she meant just like for gold diggers. Like if a woman is like those professional, I'm gonna get all modeled up and go to the NBA and try to trap. I thought she was talking about those types of professionals. type of go-getters, but you were talking about in general, so I misunderstood. But whether you thought one way or the other, let's go through some of these responses. So real quick, number one came from a Kevin Corboink. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. It was the thread continued. It's hard. I paid 18 years on a drunken one night stand. What do you think about that when guys talk about you pay for 18 years for a drunken one night stand? Let me get your response to a comment like that.
That's an interesting way to put it, I think. And I feel like that comment was just more for like comic like reaction. Like, I feel like that's not how he truly feels. I'm sure. But I'm sure you have a relationship with that 18-year-old problem that just written about online. I don't know,
I mean,
but
is it even? I mean, bro. Is it? I'm divorced with, and I have shared custody, and it wasn't. It's not always a picnic, but guys,
mhm.
I hear both. I'm always hearing both arguments. Guys are always like, she's doing, it this, this to me, and she could have, guys are all, women are always expected to take care of the. I don't know. I hear it. I know there's an example of what I'm really thinking of that's later in this thread, but
Yeah.
ultimately, no matter, guys, no matter how you feel about child support or not, or if the point is, 9 times out of 10 women, in a custody case, women are expected. I mean, that's just in men's minds too, and mostly women, and mostly in men's minds. When a baby is being born, a man already by default is thinking the mother. Not if there's a separation involved, the mother is going to be the one to gain custody or want custody or get custody. I mean, the stigmas go back and forth. Guys might. There are women who might run away, and there are men who might run away. But 9 times out of 10, guys, we of taking care of a child is usually, we all think that that's going to be mostly the woman's job, but I'm not. I don't believe that. I mean, I take I have share custody of the kids. They spend half the time with their mother. They spend half the time with me, and that's the way I wanted it. So do I think of it as I'm trapped for 18 years? No, I'm just raising my kid. I don't know. I get mad at parents in general when if you're not fit to be a parent, if you never wanted a kid, then there's adoptions. There's things that you can do. But to think, man, I'm stuck with this kid for 18, man, you know what could happen? Yeah, when y'all slept with each other. that's how I
That's
feel.
the Oh, it's like if you're doing like a one night stand, be safe about it.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, condoms aren't 100%, but if you slip one past the goalie, I mean, I mean, that's what happens. I mean, yeah, 18 years, but don't think of it as. I'm just saying, guys and girls, don't think of it as, man, now I'm stuck with this dude. I mean, okay, maybe y'all don't get along. Maybe y'all aren't going to be a couple. Uh, but hey, you're a parent. Even if you're a guy who's like begged her to get an abortion and she refused to, I'm like, you weren't. I mean, were you begging her to sleep with you? I mean, you were the one that wanted to sleep with her. I mean, guys always forget that we're the ones that produce the sperm. It's just weird to me sometimes. Sometimes guys act like that. But it's because they argue about women's rights, and they're the ones that have the right to refuse an abortion and all that. I mean, I feel like that's true. I mean, you're gonna, for all the people who fight for pro-life stuff, for people who are okay with abortions. I mean, Emma, how would you feel if we lived in a world where if a woman gets pregnant and the guy doesn't want it, he can legally force an abortion onto a woman? Would you want that? I mean, we're living in the alternative where it's the woman's choice because the operation is done on her. If a guy can force it legally, you would be arrested, taken to the hospital, and that procedure forced on you.
no, that just seems insane. Because like we're the ones that it's in us, it's our body, it's ultimately gonna be something with us for a long time. Like how you said, it's usually the women that will have the custody, that will like be kind of the parent if it's like a complicated situation.
Right.
So yeah, just the thought of you saying like, imagine if you didn't have a choice.
Exactly.
Which is an interesting, like a man's point of view. It's like, yeah, you don't really have a choice. Like if.
And the thread kept going after the whole. about the you're stuck with her for 18 years. Like so did she. Like just like what you just said. So Viking Gore H said yeah, and continuing the conversation. So did she. You know, she's also with the child for what 18 years. And I'm going to keep going because I know some of these can be long. And then after that, this thread continues. Galad, about a ball crusher, was talking to Viking Gore. Nope, she didn't. So it just kept going back and forth about this, about what the woman and the man and this whole 18 years that you're stuck with this child for 18 years. Yeah, so it was a woman, and now Galad is like, no, she's not. I mean, I don't understand these arguments sometimes. I mean, if the baby's here, you're just parents. That's it. I mean,
yeah.
Are you going to be a parent that's going to a mother that's going to deny the child? Are you going to be a father that's going to deny the child? Are you going to be a mother and a father that's going to take the responsibility? That's to me, that's what it all ultimately comes to.
Yeah, and it's like at that point you just have to step up and be a parent.
Yeah.
And I feel like people that like aren't parents, and like he said, like I had a drunken night and it like took over 18 years of my life. But it's like you can choose to have an outlook of the situation like that, or you could choose to be like, this happened in my life and it's been a journey for 18 years, but I have this like other human being in my life that is half me that is always going to be part of my life now. Like there's a like, it depends how you look at it. And I feel like
unless you just never wanted kids, you're like, damn, I got this other human being in my life that half looks like that person I slept with once. And, you know,
yeah.
I mean, it all depends. I mean, yeah. What about that other situation? Let's go back to the gold diggers. What about those stories about the women who would like target like an athlete or something like that, and there were some I remember reading about some stories where a condom was used, and then like when the guy wasn't looking or maybe went to the bathroom, the condom was retrieved from the trash can and like, you know, turned inside out and used and to try to get pregnant. Yes,
it like. Doesn't it die like instantly after it's like?
Yeah, I mean, I hope. I'm sure he hoped so, but I mean, but things like that, like I mean, to intentionally get pregnant, to even though it was made clear in the beginning. So is it mostly, hey, sorry, dude, you knew the risk, or is it mostly on the person who's intending to get pregnant?
Oh yeah, it's totally on the person that's like intending to do it. Like they have a plan and they're gonna somehow make it happen. I like that is messed up. Yeah. What? So you know, I'm not surprised because there's a lot of thirsty women out there that see an opportunity and they're gonna be like, well, I'm going to get with this guy and have a kid, and then I'll be looked after for the rest of my life because his kid's my kid and he's celebrity or whatever. I even know girls here in LA, like they are dating older men and there's no connection. It's the weirdest thing, but they're just like, you know, if I just sleep with them and I like get happy for a period of time, my life is so much easier. And it's like
exactly. Yeah. I never heard. I've heard of like gigolos or what are they called? Like boy toys or whatever, who will get with older rich women, but you never hear about that much drama. I think what's his name? Who was that? What's that actor that was in that 70s show and the Butterfly? Ashton Kutcher. He was in a movie called Boy Toy that was about that. Like he would get with older or rich women, and it was. But you don't hear about that kind of stuff as much as you would hear about it on the other side. And it's probably mostly because men can't get pregnant. And that's probably why there's more of a dramatic thing that could come from it and on the others on the female side.
Because like girl can say to a guy, "Oh yeah, I'm on the pill, like it's fine,"
Yeah.
and the guy would just like believe it because he doesn't
You
want to
know,
have protected sex.
I was just about to say, I'm like, you know why, right? Because it feels too good. I literally saw a comedian earlier where a guy was like, it was on TikTok, and the guy was like you're always blaming us for getting mad at us if we accidentally, finish like without, protection, like inside, like come on, you know how good that shit feels. Like you just don't understand our struggle. Like if you understood how it feels, I mean, it feels great like outside, but the way it feels, oh God, if you just don't understand our struggle, ladies. I mean, God knew what he was doing when he put that together. But to continue on the conversation real quick, Romero Gonzalez also continued on the thread going there. These guys are going at each other. She legally had the right to choose though, but didn't she? Yeah. I mean, we've established that, but I mean, but in that situation when the baby is already there, I mean, whether you feel like whether you're gonna cry foul or say you got tricked, that's, I mean, it's, the baby's there. What can you do? You got to do it. Then Johnny Skinwalker says, a guy I know got a girl pregnant. She said she was taking the pill. You just brought that up. She said she was taking the pill. She didn't. And after she got pregnant, dude, you used the word she like 5 times in like one sentence. She was following him around everywhere like a stalker, harassing him with her big belly. She got herself pregnant because she wanted to force him to stay with her. But the guy already had a girlfriend. Oh, we're talking about cheaters. And the other girl was harassing the girlfriend as well. Really weird situation. What's your advice on this besides Chuck Norris reminding us to keep it in our pants?
It's like one of my worst fears as well, like being in a relationship thinking la-di-da, life's great, and then some girl turns up at my door being like, "Oh, your boyfriend got me pregnant." Like, oh, so
like
yes,
he's sitting in the living room eating Doritos, like, who's at the door? And like, oh, and you just look back like, mother.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a few rookie errors on this. The girl lying about being on the pill. But at the same time, I feel like guys, we know now. I feel like there's enough knowledge to know you can't just trust someone that you've kind of just met to be like, "I'm on the pill. It's fine." Like, I feel like don't be that naive. They don't just take someone's like word. Like, no way. So there's that.
You don't know our struggle. I'm sorry. You just don't know our struggle. It feels too good.
I mean, but it's for us as well if you're not wearing protection. So like, I get it, but
guys, help me out. Emma doesn't know our struggle.
oh man, whatever. But again, but then like the boyfriend was cheating anyway. So it's like you were doing the wrong thing anyway. Yeah. Like
what's oh, here's the question. What are you more upset about in this scenario? The fact that he just that he cheated, or that because I guess you said that in certain situations you may be able to forgive, but if if the other person got pregnant, is that the deal? Is that it's over? No, there's no working that out.
Yeah, I think that for me would be the point. I wouldn't be able to work it out because that's bringing a child into the situation. That would be so complicated and toxic for them, and I wouldn't want to contribute to that. Like, it's just between me and my partner. Like, we can grow, we can work on that together, but then there's going to be 2 other people involved, the baby mama and the child coming into it. For me, I would be like, no, thank you. I am not dealing with that.
And Code responded to Ramon Gonzalez and said, it's her body, her rights, but it's his wallet and her rights. Trying to be funny.
Interesting.
That's an interesting way to put it. How do you and maybe in some situation, hey, it's get a good lawyer. I in my divorce, I had a great lawyer, and but I also had an ex who also tried to lie. You know what? I'll say it briefly. let me go back to our during. It was a time during the divorce, and if you guys want me to talk about elaborating on another at another time, I will. But there was a time when we were divorced, in the middle of the divorce, that she tried to claim like there was not an assault, but like that harm that happened to one of our kids, and I was like, you do know that if you try to lie and say something like that, we're in the middle of a divorce. You know, the court system or child protective services, they're not stupid. They first look at the fact that we're in the middle of a divorce. Like, why are you trying to lie and say that I did something like that? But it turned out she wasn't lying. The problem was, it wasn't me. It was somebody else in her family. It was like a cousin. Like, they were around the same age, and it was due to the fact that the kids were being left alone. My kid got hurt, and she wasn't properly monitoring them or watching them, and it all fell back onto her. And when the second it wasn't the direction wasn't coming towards me anymore, then all of a sudden it was like she was like, okay, well then let's just work this out within the family, okay? Like, and CPS was like, no. When you wanted it to be him, you wanted us to throw the whole book at him, and you wanted us to do this but now that it's come back to you, now you want us to be nice. Like, it's so. Yeah, you guys want me, that's a whole long story. If you guys want me to ever elaborate on that, I'll do it at another time. But we got to keep moving on, because Emma told me that if I make her late, that after this stream, that she's gonna kill me. All right. Chavez 5656 continues the thread. All you got was a kid. You likely abandoned, you coward. So this guy attacked everybody in the thread and was like, if you like totally like, stop being a coward if you're trying to talk about it in a way that makes you sound like you're trying to abandon your kid. And that's kind of what I was kind of hinting at, but I didn't want to be that harsh. I mean, when guys try to always put it on like she's the one with the power and she's the one that, I'm like, okay, I understand what you're saying, but this is not the kid's fault. If the kid is here, step up, be a man, step up, be a woman, and just handle your responsibility. Or, get your pull-out game up. Stop. I'm just saying. Yeah. That's the theme of this whole stream so far. Get your pull-out game stronger than what it is. It's obviously weak. You guys obviously need I love those stories where a guy had a vasectomy and then a girl claimed that she got pregnant and the guy was like, oh, really? Okay. Let's and the whole time she doesn't know that he can't produce children. And then it's, oh, really? Okay. This is going to be interesting. So I would love to, if any of you guys have stories like that, I would love to hear about that. Please share those with me. Put it in the box. Phil Lamson says, seeing a hot woman, yes, we think about it. We're talking about that. We think about sex. Can't not think of it. If I'm in a good relationship with a woman I deem hot, I wouldn't stray. So she only has to be hot and you wouldn't stray. So what about, let me get your comment. Let me get your response to that comment, Em.
I mean, when I read that comment, I was like, okay. But now that you've kind of made a point of like, oh, so she just has to be hot for you, like, not to stray?
If she's hot, I won't cheat.
No, it should, like, no, we're in a good relationship and I find her to be incredible and she's beautiful to me, and all those things should, like, be like, I won't stray. We have a home, whatever, we have a life together.
No, she's like, I said what I said.
Hot, I stray. Well,
let this be a lesson to you, ladies. Stay hot. No, I'm joking. Galad Ball Crusher responds to that. The point of loyalty isn't to not stray only if she's hot. It's to not stray and stay committed. Boom. There you go. But of course, this goes both ways. Something many guys seem to forget, sadly. It's just like you were saying. It's about staying loyal and not to stray. I mean, I've been on both sides of it, and I mean I was in my early 20s. I'm now gotten to an age where it's like that's not worth it, guys. Trust me. You guys want to have
And
your fun, but then you realize it's not worth it in the end.
that's the thing, like, is like 10 minutes, not even for you, some of you guys, 1 minute of like enjoyment worth ruining. I had to. Is it worth
know how long these brothers lasting? I'm gonna defend you guys. Y'all 30-minute men and up. I'm gonna defend you guys.
I have no doubt, guys. I'm sure some of you are.
It was low key bragging on herself. She was like, "These guys can't last that long with me." That's what she doing. Think she's slick. Think I don't pick up on that. Okay. Well, there you go. And Miss Potts turned them all into 1-minute men. You guys can't handle the truth. I'm just saying. Phil Lamberson continues on. He goes after. He goes at Galad and says, "You are not wrong, but you got me wrong. If I get in a relationship, I would be attracted to the person I'm with. I wouldn't cheat on someone because someone might be better looking." But that's most guys' rules. Like most guys have that rule. I won't cheat on I wouldn't cheat on my wife unless it's with somebody that's hotter than her. Some guys think like that. Some women think like that. I'm not gonna lie. There are women who will they love their husband, but if a guy who's like looks 10 times better than them is hitting on her, like I mean, it happens. I mean, we're all flawed people.
I mean, yeah, and we're human, so we're drawn and attracted to what we are attracted to, and there may or may not be someone that's always gonna be something better than what you have. Yeah. I don't know, like how you see it.
The grass always seems like it's greener on the other side. Or I should make a meme out of that. Make a dirty meme out of the ass seems greener on the other side. But don't do it, guys. I'm telling you. Don't look. Maybe talk to your spouse. Maybe she might be into something weird. Let's
that's true. Never know.
Like, hey, the next door neighbor just hit on me. You want to bring that into the? Oh no, I'm sorry. And then when she finished beating your ass for suggesting it, at least you know. What do you? Oh, here's another. I'm gonna stop right there. What do you? Who do you think gets away with it more when asking that question on introducing somebody else into a relationship? Who gets away with it more when who gets in trouble for asking more? If a guy asks his wife, or if a wife asks the husband?
I like the guy asking the wife for sure.
And that's not fair. See, right there, you just proved that guys are willing to go that extra mile. But women aren't. So men are more mature when it comes to those things. I'm just saying. I said what I said. All right, let's move it on to the next one. I think this is in the same thread. Let's see. Henry Doob says to Phil, everyone is attracted to more than one person. The key thing is restraint. Like Bill Burr pointed out, most didn't know what it's like to be tempted at that level. He's like, when Bill Burr was talking about how people like to judge other guys for like judging Arnold Schwarzenegger for having sex with his maid. And he was like, what the hell? Who are you, regular average dude, to know what it's like to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, to constantly be hit on by women all the time? Like, does that give celebrities or people or like a higher level caliber guys, does that give them more of a pass in your opinion? That the fact that they're constantly or more than the average bear being hit on by women? Do you put that into consideration?
Not really. Like, I feel like they know what they're becoming and what's going to be coming their way.
But like you said, there's no handbook on how to handle it. You never know until how you're going to. I mean, if I won the lottery right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I say, hey, when's dinner? Me being broke and say, hey, when's dinner gonna be ready? When the response is it'll be ready when it's ready, I'll be like, okay. But if I was a multimillionaire, I might act a little different. Like, hey, when the hell dinner gonna be ready? I might have a little more bass in my voice about stupid stuff like. Never mind. I'm not making a good point. Never mind. Go ahead.
You're not.
But so you don't. So a guy doesn't get no, like you said, they don't really get a pass. They should know better because they know what they're becoming.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's going to be a learning curve for sure. But if you're with a partner that's been with you since you were basically a no one or starting with nothing, and you've grown together to get to that spot where you are with fame and success, I feel like the partner, at least you owe the partner at least a conversation, at least a, hey, I'm going to need this from you because I'm going to be in situations I'm not used to. Or I'm sure the partner is aware of that. She's not going to be like dumb and think, oh, like there's going to be no one trying to get at my husband. Right. So I think that's will test your relationship. But if you come from nothing together and you've grown to like something big, I feel like you should be able to like go through it together.
Guys, stop being so afraid. I'm telling you, if you're attracted to the neighbor down the street, just tell your wife. Your wife might be into it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, dude. No, I'm gonna get a lot of guys in trouble.
Yeah, don't do that. That could
always ask your wife if she's into a threesome. Just ask. You might be shocked if she says yes, dude. Just tell me. All right. Joe Bateman says it's really hard when no one wants us, no one tempts us. Can't imagine when they do. Where are we at on that? What do you think? It's really hard when no one wants us. Are you saying, Jason, that you're a guy who you feel like nobody wants? I mean, there's always somebody for. I get worried about some of these guys nowadays, man. That I hear a lot about guys getting upset and posting on social media. I'm upset because no woman is attracted to me. I mean, what's the reason? Like, how are you approaching them? How are you? Is it their fault that men are attracted to who they're attracted to. Women are attracted to who they're attracted to. That also equally reminds me of a person that's in a relationship with somebody and then they break up, and one person wants to break up, the other one doesn't, and it's like, but she was the perfect one for me. I love her so much, but she broke up with you. Obviously, she wasn't the perfect one or the one if she doesn't feel the same way. If the perfect one for you is a person who also feels the same way. By that logic, I mean, she obviously wasn't the one if she doesn't feel the same way. Y'all have been married by now, happily ever after, and all this. I just feel like guys and women too have to take rejection a little bit better. I'm like, there's tomorrow's another day. You never know what's gonna bring. Like, personally, I can't put that all that on just one person. Like my whole life is over because this one person out of the 8 billion people on the planet, of all the other options in the world. I don't know. I've been in love. I am in love. But if Joy told me today that she hates my guts and never wants to see me again, I would be sad. I would be crushed. I'd be hurt. Then I'd be on Tinder like swiping right. No. So what do you think about stuff like that? Like when what did he say again? When they're attracted to, it's really hard when no one wants us and no one tempts us. Can't imagine when they do.
For me, I think like timing and if you're personally ready for someone else to come into your life is a big thing. I feel like you attract whatever you're ready for in your life. So when he's like, I can't imagine like when someone does want me because no one wants me, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like I agree with you, Chris. Like, someone can be your whole world and your life and then decide they tomorrow want to break up with you. But it's like, yeah, if you might be thinking that person's meant to be for you, but they're not meant to be because they don't want to be with you. They don't want the same things as you. So that's not like the person that you're meant to be with. But it's hard to see past that, I guess, sometimes. But
they always say the best revenge is living well and stuff. Like, I love hearing those stories. Like, you in that relationship, you thought it was gonna last forever, and then one person breaks up with the other, and the person who didn't want the breakup is like sad for a long time or a little while, and then something amazing happens to them. Like they win the lottery or something great, and then all of a sudden that person that dumped you wants you back. Like, oh hey, I had a friend that went through something like that. Like like his girlfriend or they had a child. They weren't married yet. He wanted to marry her, but she was she wasn't really treating him like she even cared. I was working overseas at the time for the military and making that tax-free money and contracting money. I got him a job over there because he was ex-military. And the second he got that job, then all of a sudden she was like, let's work things out. Let's do this and that. And I said, dude, like the way she was treating you before the job should have told you how she really feels. But he didn't listen because he loved her. He tried. Then the second he lost that job, she left him for another woman. So it came I tried to tell the real reason why she didn't want him is because she turned out it was that she didn't want any man. but when he was making a certain amount of money, so that was there was a little go. Wait, Q Tangium says, what if the wife says yes to the threesome, just you are not invited, meaning they don't want you to participate? Do I get to record it? That's my question. What's your advice on that, Emma? On that question?
Well, then that's a problem in itself if they don't get involved.
The wife is asking to have an affair. All right. Do I get to record it?
They should just go live together then.
In my house, my rule is I get to record it. That's my rule. I get to record it. Moving on to the next comment that came through on that Bill Burr. We're almost done. It's almost at the last one. Is this the thread here?
Oh.
What'd you say?
Time's a ticking.
Oh, how much time you got left?
A couple of minutes.
A couple minutes. Okay. Last one. Randomly 9113. Imagine a young introvert guy that doesn't have much experience with women suddenly receiving a bunch of attention from a good looking woman that he never would have dreamt of having a chance with before. It won't take much to tempt a man. Do you buy it?
Yeah, I kind of can understand that. But at the same time, the only thing that's wrong with that is if he's with someone else, like if he's in a relationship. So if he's young, then someone has chosen to be with him, someone finds him attractive. So he has experienced that on some type of level, not on like a high level that the comment's talking about. But again, that's when it comes back to, well, this person chose you when you were nothing. Mm-hmm. And like, so either make the decision that I'm going to stay with her, or like, oh, now I'm suddenly something else. I'm moving past that part of my life and I want all the hot chicks to come at me. If that's what you want, go do you. Just make the decision.
That's true. My advice is probably worse. My advice is you have that, like I said, you have that serious conversation with your girlfriend and you're like, hey, look, there's a lot of temptation coming at me now, so you're gonna have to step your game up. I'm just gonna be honest. No.
Oh God.
I'm like, look, okay. I'm like, what is it that you're gonna? You gotta learn some new magic tricks because they're hitting me with a lot of abracadabra right now. So you're gonna have to show me something. That's my own. No, I'm just playing. I mean, no, I'm more of the. The person that was ride or die with you before you had it is is always the better option. But if you you're a kind of dude that can be tempted like that, especially if you're young, I mean you're gonna be tempted. You're be honest with yourself and the other person and be like, I am tempted. I am tempted, and then maybe she'll be like, okay, well then we probably shouldn't be in a relationship anymore. Or maybe you might get a surprise. I'm always hoping for that surprise.
Maybe you need to go live that part of your life and we'll come back together at some point if it's meant to be. Or like, yeah, she might be like, hell yeah, let's do this together. Let's like have some wild fun. Like,
yeah. That's right. All right, we'll leave you guys with that. So that's okay. She said it, not me. All right, so I'm cool. I'm not the only one. All right, all right, guys. We couldn't. There was a few more left, but I know I went longer than I even thought it would go. I appreciate the conversation, guys. Thank you guys for checking out Emma's reaction and contributing to the question that she asked at the end of it. There's more reactions to come from all of us here at T3 Medias. I'm going to do something more myself. Emma, are you still interested in doing more like Burr? Or do you want to try to check out any other? There was a question that came in real quick. A question that was off the topic. Who is your favorite comedian?
Who's my favorite comedian?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I have to go with like Tina Fey. She's hilarious.
Okay.
Probably Tina Fey.
All right. So so the next reaction that we're gonna get from Emma, so you heard it heard here first. Dave Chappelle. All right, we agree. No, but that was out of the suggestions that came through. I heard most of your suggestions like. You want Emma to check out like either like Dave Chappelle or Phil, George Collins and things like that. If there's any female comedians out there that want to, you want to suggest to us, let us know because I like Tina Fey too. I don't think I've ever seen one of her stand-ups, but maybe I might want to react to some of that. I've never seen her on stand-up, so I'll check that out. Guys, thank you guys for watching in the live stream. Thank you for the questions. Thanks for the comments. I appreciate you guys who participated in this We Got Your Mail. And we did live stream it. I'm going to probably have to edit a little bit, so we'll check it out. Maybe it'll be taken down for a second, but if it is, it will come back on Saturday, if not sooner. But with that out of the way, I'm Chris. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me Chris Fagan 1980 on Twitter and Instagram. Emma, if they want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
On Instagram, it's Emma L. Potts.
And until next time, guys, appreciate it.
Bye.
If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or We Got Your Mail.